Minute. So hang tight. You're in the right place. Hope you guys are having a good night so far. I'm excited to share with you guys a little bit tonight. Those of you who just hopped on, if you could just put in the chat where you're watching from and if this is your first time or if you've been on one of these trainings in the last couple of weeks. I've done these a couple times over the last couple of weeks, and something new that I'm doing, like this is honestly the most value that I've ever given out for free so far. Um, but I just felt like there's so much noise on the internet, so I wanted to be able to give people a space where they could come in and just learn a little bit about this, and decide if it's something that you want to get into, and give you guys some direction on how you can get started. So excited to do that with you guys tonight. So let's go ahead and dive in. Like I said, this is a free training. Probably going to be going over a lot of things that you might have questions about when it comes to digital marketing and affiliate marketing and stuff like that. So I want this to be interactive. Feel free to chime in the chat, ask questions. Don't be afraid to literally just ask anything that comes to mind, because that's what we're here for, is to help you guys get a better understanding of what it is that this digital marketing thing is. Um, and I want to be accessible and be a resource to you tonight. So um, that being said, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ben Boyle. My wife and I are the work from home couple on Instagram, which is probably how you found me. But I have been doing this digital marketing, affiliate marketing thing for about a year and a half now. And um, really quick, if you guys are like have your social media feeds just inundated with a ton of people posting about digital marketing and how to make money online and stuff like that, put a one in the chat. I'm pretty confident that if you're seeing my posts, then you're probably seeing a ton of others too. Instagram is really good like that. They'll notice that you're interested in something, and then they'll just like flood you with that kind of information. So um, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this webinar for free, because there's so much noise out there, and there's so many people talking about this, and everybody's saying do this to make $10,000 a month, all this kind of stuff. And it's really hard to sift through all of that noise and figure out, like, number one, what's even legit, what's real, what's a scam. Um, and then beyond that, like, who do I talk to? Who can I talk to about how to get started? And just figuring out like what's the right decision for me to make, because there's so many different options, right? So I'm going to go over the basics of what it is that I even do, so that you guys can actually understand it. And it's you'll probably see posts online that are talking about, you know, and you'll even see my post talking about some of the stuff like open up Canva, create a digital product in 30 minutes, and sell it 5 times a day to make 10 grand a month, right? So it's like there's obviously a lot more to it than that. But it's too much to be able to put into a 5 second reel. So that's what this space is for, is to kind of take you to the next level, and show you what this is all about. Just to share a little bit of my story, I I got into this, like I said, about a year and a half ago. I was just like you, sitting scrolling on Instagram. My wife and I kept seeing all these posts people were putting up about how to make money online and things like that. And I I have done multiple different like side hustle opportunities, ways to make money outside the like conventional. I've run multiple businesses, or at least attempted to run multiple businesses. Some did well, some did not. But because of that, I was very skeptical of these type of things where it's like, people were talking about how much money they were making. I was like, how are they doing that in 2 hours a day? Is that even possible? Because for me, and every business opportunity that I've done in the past, if you really wanted to be successful with it, it was not a 2 hour a day thing. We're talking like 8 to 12 hours a day to really get things moving to a point where it was worth doing. How many of you guys have ever run a business or done um, any type of like income opportunity in the past? And you know what I'm talking about. Like it's a lot of energy usually to really get something to be profitable. So when I saw people talking about working for 2 hours a day and making six figures or more, um, my red flags went up, my questions started coming out. But I saw people that I actually knew who they were, like friends of friends that were doing this and they were being successful. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna at least do some due diligence and figure out if this thing is legit. And so I did, and I asked a lot of questions. I did my research, and like there's a lot of things I was wondering about. Like, is this a pyramid scheme? Is this legal? Is this something that's actually doable for the average person, or do you have to have 1 million followers to be successful? Like, all these questions that I'm sure a lot of you guys have. And I liked the answers that I got, and it's definitely legal. It's definitely legit. It's definitely not a pyramid scheme, um, and it's very accessible for the average person. So I decided to take a course. It took me about 7 days to learn how to do this. Working through the course, getting all my stuff set up, and within 30 days after I launched, I ended up making $10,000 with this. So that blew my mind. I was like, I did not think it was going to be that much that quickly. And in all honesty, it doesn't happen that quickly for everyone. But that was just to me, I was like, okay, this is real. Anybody can do this if I can do this. Because I started with 0 followers. I did not tell my friends and family. I just followed the steps. So I know that if I can make $10,000 in my first 30 days doing that, then anybody can do this. Um, since then, I've continued to grow it. Now I have I don't know, I think it's 7 or 8 streams of income with this now. Um, and making upwards of like $10,000 a week now. So it's been extremely profitable, sustainable, and I want to share with you guys the details of how this works so that you can understand what it is and understand like if it's something you want to get into. Um, Before I go any further, does anybody on here have any questions that you'd like me to specifically get to or address, like upfront, that you're just like worried about, or that you are skeptical about? Because like I'm going to talk about a lot of different parts of this, but I want to make sure that if you guys have any specific questions, that I can answer those as we go. So just put that in the chat, and I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, what is this digital marketing thing that everybody's talking about? Okay, there is a first of all, there's two different ways that you can go. There's more than that, but within the grand scheme of things, when you're looking at the business model that I've made the most money off of, it's two channels: affiliate marketing, which is advertising other companies' products for them, and then they'll pay you commission when sales come through your marketing. Okay, so you're making a percentage off of the sales of those products. Okay, and then the other option is selling digital products. With digital product sales, it can either be affiliate or it can be direct sales of downloadable products that people can purchase off the internet. So it's anything from like ebooks to courses to recipes, templates, Excel spreadsheets, how-to guides, any of those type of things, journals, things like that. Okay, so if you can download it off the internet, you can sell it. But the cool part is with a digital product, you can obtain the rights to existing digital products, or you can create your own and make 100% profit off of every sale. But it doesn't cost anything to make that product. So it's really beautiful because you can get a digital product one time and sell it 100,000 times, and you don't have to pay another cent, right? So the 100% profit piece I really love, and that's been kind of the part that I've gravitated towards as I've done this. I'll talk about how this all works, but just so you guys have an understanding, there's limitless different product options that you can work with to make money online. Um, and Lawrence, I see your question. I'll get to that in just a minute once we start talking about the strategy. Um, so so how does this work? In a nutshell, in order to be successful with a digital marketing business, you need three things. Okay, so I would take notes on this really quick because we're going to go over each piece of this. But there's three components. Number one, you need to have a product. Okay, that's kind of obvious, but this is something that a lot of people get hung up on. Drop a two in the chat if you have thought about getting started with making money online, but you're like, I don't know what I would sell. I don't have anything to sell. Like, I don't have like 600 items in my garage that I can just turn around and sell right now. Um, and I get it. That's a common thing is people are like, I don't have anything to offer. Okay. So let me let me break this down a little bit further. When it comes to the type of products that people are making millions selling online, 99% of those people don't have any physical products that they're like stocking in their home or even touching in order to make this money. Okay. When it comes to affiliate marketing, you can partner with Amazon, you can partner with big brands like Nike or Adidas, you can partner with small businesses. 87%, or I think it's 86% of companies have an affiliate program where you can partner with them and they'll pay you if you get help get them sales without ever having to purchase their product or even have it in your home. Okay, you can market these products and the company will just ship it straight to the customer, but you're getting a commission off of those things. So it's really simple. There's literally like you name it, you can make money off of it. Especially look at how many things are on Amazon. You can be getting a percentage of every product that's getting sold on there. So um, beyond affiliate marketing, though, I'm going to show you. Well, actually, let me back up. I'm going to show you a couple different ways. If you're like, I wouldn't even know where to start, like how to get a partnership, how to do affiliate marketing. You guys, it's a lot simpler than you think. And I'm just going to show you. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you guys a few different options of where you can just access this stuff really easily. So let me share my screen. And you guys can see here. This is not the right screen. Okay, here we go. So this is just one website, Digistore 24. You can come on here and you can find tons of different products on here that you can promote and sell, um, whether it's like a master resale rights product or whether it's an affiliate product. You can pick from tons of different stuff and have access to it and literally just get started really quickly. Okay, there's another one here. It's called ClickBank. This one's more for affiliate marketing. Um, and another one here, you can just come on here and you can find a huge library of different products that you can immediately get an affiliate partnership with and turn around and start selling. Okay, so there are plenty of others like this. These are just a couple different options that I'm showing you, but um, you don't need to worry about like finding a great product because there are so many good products out there that are already proven to sell. They've already got established legitimacy, and all you have to do is just set up the rest of the process to be able to go about marketing and making money. Okay. So, step one, get a good product. All right. Step or the second component that you need to be successful is you need to have a platform online where people can go to purchase your product. Okay, what does that mean? It means like a website, basically where somebody can access um, uh, a shopping cart, if you will, to be able to put in their payment information and buy the product that you're marketing. So there's a lot that goes into this. This I think is probably, some people get hung up on not having a product to sell. Then there's another group of people that they're like, set up a website? Like, absolutely not. I don't know how to code. I don't know how to do anything. I'm not tech savvy. Drop a three in the chat if that's you. If you're like, if I asked you to set up a website, you'd be like running the other way. Um, I feel you if that's you. I was not in a position to be able to even think about how to start building a website a year and a half ago. Okay. That was something that if I was ever going to do that, I would have to pay a couple $1,000s to get somebody else to do it for me because um, I didn't know the first thing about that. To be honest with you, I was shocked because that was probably the number one thing that that I felt like the course that I took was so beneficial in showing me is it showed me how simple it is to be able to do that. You don't need to be tech savvy. You don't need to learn how to code. You don't need to be able to do anything fancy. There are online platforms where you just have to learn to use it. You have to have the step by step to learn how to set these things up. But once you know what you're doing, I can now literally set up a website in an afternoon like that. Like because these platforms are so easy to use. It's like drag and drop, copy and paste, and it's more like Legos than it is like tech. Okay, so I'll show you on my screen here in just a second um, a couple of those options that you can use. But creating a platform to be able to sell your product that is set up like a funnel, meaning that it's automated so that your customers, once they go on your site, you don't have to be involved in the process. Okay. And I'm going to walk you through some of this stuff in a little bit more detail here in a second. But that's the second component is being able to have an online platform that's automated so you don't have to be there for the sale to take place. You can be asleep and you can be making money. All right. The third component that you need to be successful is you need to have people that are going to show up to that website, right? Like you need to actually get traffic. You need people that are going to your site that can find it. And those people need to actually be interested in what you have to offer. Okay. So the third part of this is where social media comes into play. And um and like I said before, like I know for me, I was thinking if you're going to be successful making money online, like with social media, you've got to have a huge following. You've got to have like, 100,000 million followers. Um, and that was just what I thought it was. I had heard people make the comment that if as an influencer, however many followers you have is like how much money you can make in a year. So if you've got 100,000 followers, you can make $100,000 a year. If you got a million followers, you can make $1 million a year. That's completely false. Okay, and I found this out from personal experience because when I got started, I had 0 followers on a brand new Instagram account, and I just followed the right steps, set up my systems correctly, and I started posting. And if you're doing things the right way, then you're going to find your target audience is going to come to you. They're going to find your page if you're doing things the right way without paying for ads. You're going to attract the people that are interested in what you're talking about. They're going to go to your website. And I made 10 grand in my first month with less than 1,000 followers, even at the end of that month. Okay. So if you look at my Instagram now, I've got over 100,000 followers. That's not how I made my money. Okay. That came after the fact. Like I was already making 10 grand a month before those followers came. So, um, I just want you guys to understand that because so many people are like, they look at where I'm at now and they're like, yeah, but look at how many followers you have. And I'm like, look, that honestly is not important. What's important is what you're posting on a daily basis. And we can show you exactly what to do and what to post to be able to find the people you're looking for and that are looking for you. Okay. So those are the three components. I'm going to flesh these out a little bit more because I feel like I want you guys to understand how to actually put these pieces together in a way that makes you successful. Okay, there's a lot of people that are doing this online. Not all strategies are created equal, and not all programs are created equal. But if you're doing things the right way, you can set yourself apart and blow like your expectations out of the water, really and truly, if you're doing the right things. So, um, even for me, like, I made 10K my first month, like I told you before. What was interesting was when I made a very quick leap to 30,000 a month just by changing a couple of things. Okay, so sometimes it's like just a few little tweaks to get you to a much higher level. But once you implement the right strategies, it is insane how much you can scale this business model without even spending more time in a day. Um, all right. Any questions before I move on and go a little bit more in detail into some of this stuff? And don't worry, Lawrence, I haven't forgotten about your question. We'll get to that in just a second. So let me back up 1 second and just readdress the product side of things again. Um, a couple things. Number one, a lot of people ask me, because obviously we have a course that teaches people how to make money. And a lot of people are thinking like these courses are just like courses to sell courses. Okay. If you've thought that, put a one in the chat really quick. If you thought like, is this just a course to sell itself or, or is this like just kind of like a Ponzi scheme type of a thing? Um, I totally get it. That was my first question when I got into this. A lot of these courses have what's called master resale rights, or they're like affiliate partnerships where you can resell the course once you make the purchase. That's just a perk, okay? That's not intended to be the point of this. And yes, it's a good perk because, if you have success and you like, if you want to offer this as one of your products, you totally can. But what the course is actually about is teaching you how to leverage this business model in a sustainable way to sell anything online. Okay. So whether it's car parts to ebooks to like creating your own digital products on a topic that maybe you have some knowledge about or some passion about, um, you can make money with anything. Okay. One of the students who went through this course actually she's a baker. She makes cookies. She sold her cookie recipe for $3 so many times that she made 250 grand from a $3 cookie recipe. Okay. So if that doesn't blow your mind on what's possible with like a very small, simple product, doing the right strategies, I don't know what will. Um, but that's with the $3 product. Imagine if you're selling a $49 product, how much money you can make. Or if you're selling a $250 product, right? So, um, so anyway, all that to say, the options are truly unlimited. What's incredible about this business model is that you are reaching into a marketplace that is 2 billion people strong. What other place can you set up a business that you can literally reach 2 billion people, 2 billion potential customers? Obviously, not all of them are going to be your customers, right? But that's the pool that you are drawing from. And so it doesn't matter if you were looking if you have a product that's as like specific as, 1969 Chevrolets, or if you've got something that is as broad as like how to lose weight. Either of those categories, you're going to be able to find enough people that are interested in that to be able to make a lot of money. All right, if you're doing the right stuff. So choosing a product, some people get hung up on that. It's not that big of a deal. Whenever I'm coaching and working with my students on this, it's one of the first conversations we have, and I'm asking them just a bunch of questions about like, hey, what are you into? Like, what's your experience been? Like, let's talk about what your space is like just in your life in general. Let's find something that aligns with that that can help solve a problem for somebody. Because every single person on this planet can help somebody else solve a problem. I don't know, it could be a small problem, it could be a big problem, but that's the human race. We've all got experiences that can benefit other people. And so if you are offering a product that helps somebody solve a problem, they're going to be willing to pay you for it as long as you can communicate that value. And that's what this is all about. So it's a win-win situation. You offer value, somebody else gives you money in return, and both people are happy. Okay. So that being said, if finding a product is something that you need help with, that's something that I can definitely help you navigate, and I help people do it every single day. So don't feel like that's going to be an obstacle for you. There's tons of products that are already out there that you can choose from, like I said. Okay, now step two, let's go a little bit more in detail on this because this is the thing that honestly is going to uh, dictate 50% of your success is your online sales funnel for your product. Okay. Um, Let me share my screen again, and I'm going to show you guys one of the options for where you can actually get started for free. Um, okay. Oh, and I just saw a question in the chat here. Somebody asked, um, they're from India. They said, I'm from India. People think twice, maybe thrice to purchase even a product worth $1. How am I supposed to sell any product? Okay. If you're in a country where you feel like, or if you're in a place where you think like nobody's going to make a purchase, the amazing thing is like you're on a Zoom with me right now. I'm in the US. I would say really quick, everybody else who's on the Zoom, just put in the comments what country you're living in. I'm sure we've got people from the US on here, maybe somebody from Canada. Um, but the incredible thing about social media, guys, is that it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what country you're in. You can get customers, especially with digital products. You can be selling stuff to people in the US no matter where you live. You can be selling stuff to people in Dubai no matter where you live. So if you're following the right steps, like you could be living in India and you've got all these rich people in the United States that are willing to buy the product that you have, as long as it has value, then the world is your marketplace and you're not limited by location. So, okay, I'm going to share my screen. This is one option. This is System.io. This is an option for where you can build your first website funnel for free. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that you're going to basically just create a free account here, and there's tons of templates where it's already like basically built out for you. The funnel's already put in place. It's got text in there for generic products. You can just edit that. You can edit the text. You can edit the images, but it gives you a place to start for free, and you can just start creating your funnel and making it about your product. Change, like I said, just kind of change the info that's on there. Maybe change the coloring or whatever to make it your brand. And you can have, like I said, within a few days, even on your first one, you can have your first website set up in just a few days, ready to launch and ready to take payment from your customers. Okay. Um, the beautiful thing about this is that um, when you are getting started, you don't have to be spending a ton of like, you don't have to be taking out a lot of monthly payments until you're actually making money. Because this will give you a like free account up until you have 2,000 email subscribers. At that point, you have to upgrade to get more subscribers. But by the time you got 2,000 email subscribers, I'm hoping you're making money because that's a lot of people to be able to sell to. So at that point, it justifies the expense. But this is a tool that I started with when I got started, and I built my first website here. It looked horrible because I didn't know what I was doing. But guess what? I still made 10 grand with a tacky, ugly, horrible looking website. And that's just my advice to you guys is when you're getting started with this, don't feel like you need to do this perfectly. Okay. The most important thing with doing this is that number one, you get started and you actually take action. Number two, you stay consistent and you put the action forth every single day and you don't give up. If you're doing those two things and you continue to learn and refine and get better and learn more and continue to execute, then you're not going to fail. The people who fail are the people who stop and they just give up and they never got to the end. Okay, I'll be completely honest with you guys and completely transparent. This is not a get rich quick. Okay, if you're looking for something that is going to pay off your house like in the next 2 weeks, then this is probably not your solution. Okay, but if you're looking for something that could buy you a house in the next year, this is a great solution. Okay, this is something where like it might take you a month or two to get the wheels turning, to get stuff up and running and to start making a sizable profit. But if you are willing to stick with that process and you're willing to show up and put in the work, then this business has created, for me, this has created the most incredible freedom because I've been working 2 hours a day for the past year and a half and like making the equivalent of like a senior executive's paycheck. Okay. But I get to do this from home or traveling or wherever I want to be. If I want to take a few days off, I can. My business is still making money without me. That's the beauty of this. Once you get this thing up and running, you can create multiple streams of income. You can build it when you feel like it. You can be on your own schedule. But this thing just keeps cranking. And so The upfront work is the hard part, especially when you're like maybe 3 or 4 days into this and you haven't made a sale and you're like, is this even working? But guys, trust me, the payoff ultimately is unbelievable. And I've seen that play out for myself. I've seen it play out for tons of other people that are doing this as well. Um, so I just showed you one tool for how to build out a sales funnel. Let me just kind of break down a little bit more in detail of what that actually is and what components are required. Okay, so um, number one, what you need is you need to have like a landing page, which basically just has the info about your product, whatever it is that you're selling. And it's kind of just like the sales pitch. Like, hey, this is the value, this is what's included, this is why you should purchase it, this is the problem that it solves. And you're basically just like helping your customers identify, is this what I'm looking for or not, right? Not everybody's going to be interested in what you have to offer. That's okay. You're just looking to convert the people that are actually your target audience, help them understand this is what you're looking for, this is going to solve your problem, and it is worth your money. And then the second piece is you're going to have a page where they can click, or sorry, put in their payment information, credit card, PayPal, whatever it is, and check out. Okay. If I had to get on the phone and take people's credit card information every time I wanted to make a sale, you guys, there is no freaking way that I would be making this kind of money. All right. Just nobody has time for that. All right. This is not something where you're doing cold calling. This is not something where you're trying to convince people to give you payment over the phone or any of that kind of stuff. This is literally an e-commerce type of thing where people go to your page, they look at it, they say, "Oh yeah, I want this," and then they can just put in their payment information. You get a notification over email when you're sitting by the pool, being like, "Oh, somebody in Nebraska just bought my product. Awesome, just got paid." Okay, that's how this works. And and then once they make the payment, there's going to be a thank you page. They'll be able to get their digital download or whatever the next step is for your specific product. But um, beyond that basic structure, there's another piece of this that's really important, and that's when people go to your website, you want to have something where they can opt into your email campaign. So that's usually like either a landing page where they have to put in their email address in order to access your website, or it's a pop-up screen that says, "Hey, put in your email address here, and I'll send you something for free, or maybe send you a discount or something like that for opting into my email list." Why, like, have you guys seen that on websites where they ask for your email address, like in a little pop-up window and stuff like that? Um, why do people do that? Okay, because people might see you one time on Instagram, they go to your website and they look at it. That might not be their most convenient time to make a purchase. Maybe they've got kids running around driving them nuts and they've got to step away from their computer. Maybe they're driving and they were sitting at a red light and then they got to start driving again. So if they get distracted and they move away from your website, you may never connect with them ever again. Okay. And that's not because they weren't interested. It's just because life keeps moving and they get distracted. So when people visit your website, if you give them an opportunity to give them their contact information in exchange for something valuable, like a little free download or something like that, then now you can have an automated email campaign. This is not something where you're going to be like going through your email list being like, "Oh, here's Susan. I haven't talked to her in 15 days, so I'm going to send her an email." Okay, no, you're not doing that kind of thing. This is something where they opt into your list. You've got a preset list of emails that are just going to start sending out on autopilot every couple days to that person, reminding them of why they visited your website, the thing that you have to offer, and helping them find their way back to it. Okay. So it's just an automation system. And that way, every time somebody visits your website, now they're in your funnel and they're going to start getting more marketing emails from you that are convincing them to come back and purchase. That's going to increase your conversion rate through the roof. Okay, not everybody uses this method, but I tell you, it's like seriously super important because then also you've got two touch points, so social media and email. Um, all right, another thing that is really important is is what was I going to say? Oh, Having okay, well, before I get into that, let's talk about the third component a little bit more. Okay, how do you find your target audience, people that are interested in what you have to sell? A lot of people think that they have to do some like hyper specific crazy like ad targeting or Google AdWords or search engine optimization, SEO stuff. It's really not that complicated. Okay, at the end of the day, social media is set up in a way that you can actually find the people that are exactly who you're looking for that are interested in your product just by talking about the solution and the problems that you're solving. Okay. So here's what I mean. Let's say that you are selling something that has to do with weight loss. Okay. This is just an example. If you're selling something in the weight loss space, maybe it's like a how to lose 15 pounds in 60 days. Okay. If you're looking for that kind of people, then you can be posting on social media little things like testimonials of people that maybe have like followed this type of program and they've lost weight. You can be posting um, little short reels or things that are saying something like, "Hey, how would you feel if you were able to, fit back into your jeans that you wore in high school?" Right? Um, I've got a little guide that can show you how to do that in the next 60 days or something. I'm making this up. This is terrible copy, so don't use this like don't take this as like gold or anything because it's not. But what I'm saying is like if you're posting talking about those issues and talking about that stuff, you don't have to have 100 followers that are already like that. Instagram is going to analyze your post automatically. It's going to recognize the keywords. It's going to understand the type of person that you're speaking to. And guess what? There are millions and millions and millions of people already in their database that they have all this data on. And they're going to be like, here's 600,000 people who stopped and watched and commented on reels exactly like this one. And then they're going to show your reel to those people. And you're like, well, why would they do that for free? Why wouldn't they want me to pay for an ad to do this? Guess what? They care about feeding people what they want. Their goal as Instagram is to keep people on the app as long as possible and keep them coming back for more because that's how they make money is by keeping people in their ecosystem. So if you are posting about something, Instagram's going to show it to people that are interested in that topic because it's trying to keep those people engaged. And so you just have to be consistent about your message, talk about the right things, know your audience and know what solutions and problems that they're thinking about and paying attention to. And if you talk to those things every single day with your posts, then Instagram is going to do all the hard work for you. And you're going to start having people coming to you more and more and more the longer that you do this. That's how I went from 0 followers to 118,000 followers because I just kept talking about the same exact things over and over and over again until people started showing up. Okay. And they will show up if you're doing the right things. Now, how do you get those people once they see your posts to actually get to your website and look at your product? That's a really good question. Um, a lot of people think that as long if you build it, they will come, and that's not necessarily the case. Okay, one of the key things that you need to do is you need to have content that engages with people. It gets them to interact with you. It has a call to action. Okay, so if you look at my Instagram, every single post, I'm going to tell you what to comment and I'm going to tell you why. Comment a keyword and I will do something for you. Comment this and I'll send you info. Comment that and I will send you a free guide, right? Comment go and I'll send you the link to my free training, right? Okay? That's why you're here. So if if you're posting stuff that tells people very clearly what to do and why to do it, then you're going to get way more engagement and you're going to get more people to follow you. And then give somebody something, an incentive to interact with your posts. Give them something for free. like a free download that's just super simple. It can just be like a little checklist or like a little sampling of whatever value you have in your product. And then once they've got that free download, you're going to make them give you their email address to get it, right? And then that brings them into your funnel, your automations kick in, and it just converts the sale down the road. Okay. Now the cool part is, now I'm going to get back to Lawrence's original question that he asked earlier. Put a one in the comments if you guys have had the question or the thought or the fear that you have to show your face and be like the face of your brand in order to make money online. Because Lawrence asked me at the beginning of this call, he said, "Does this involve daily reels to be posted, and are you required to be on camera?" Okay, a lot of people are. This is probably like one of the top three questions I get all the time: is do I have to show my face? Do I have to take videos of myself? And I mean, it's a good question because some people do that. I do that. But the answer is absolutely not. You do not have to. Okay, I can show you a bunch of different examples of people who are doing this without showing their face. There's multiple different strategies for how you can go about this effectively and still make just as much money as the person that's showing their face. Okay. At the end of the day, there's a variety of ways to go about marketing products and building trust with your audience. Being on camera, showing your face, and talking to your audience is one way to do that. But there's a lot of other ways to do that too. Okay. Consistency is the number one way to build trust. So even if you're just consistent with posting what's called B-roll footage or like stock footage, as long as it has consistent theme and feel. Um, there are websites where you can just grab free videos that are already pre-made to use for your reels, and you just put text over the video, make your message unique and consistent with your product, and people don't care what the video is. Okay, as long as they like see you being consistent and you build trust with your messaging and your content, the video doesn't matter. So don't worry about having to be the face of your brand. If you want to remain anonymous and don't want people to know who you are, that's not a problem at all. One of the modules in our course is actually just specifically how to do that with faceless marketing. Um, Now, that being said, you do need to post daily, okay? But I want to just kind of break this down for you guys. When I talk about working 2 hours a day, that's the work. Okay, the work is putting together content, posting it on social media, and then you can basically walk away for the rest of the day. Okay, you might have to answer some comments or some questions here and there, but eventually you can set up automations that handles 90% of that as well, so that you can just literally post your content and check out. Um, Now, a lot of people are super busy, right? And you might think like, I don't know when I would post throughout the day. If you like, let's just say that you're working a regular 9 to 5 job. Um, can you find like maybe an hour in the evening every day, or maybe like first thing in the morning to just sit down and like crank out some content, like put together some stuff from pre-made templates, um, and just save it in your drafts. And then that way, when you take your lunch break at work, you can just hit post. And then, maybe like around 5 o'clock when you get off of work before you get in your car, hit post. Okay. And then 9 p.m. comes around, you're watching TV. Oh, yeah, let me go post, hit post. You already did the work in the morning. Maybe you want to just take like 4 hours on the weekend, set it all up ahead of time. And then throughout the week, all you have to do is just hit post here and there. Or you can even schedule them to post within the app. You can set a timer of like when you want these things to go out. So honestly, it's just about knowing the right steps and then just being disciplined to make it happen. But it doesn't need to take up a ton of time or a ton of energy throughout the week. Okay, let me get to some of these other questions as well. Um, let's see. Do you need a new IG account for the different streams of income, or can you use the same IG account if it's just for this business? Great question. You can use the same. So I have 7 streams of income through one Instagram account. Okay, so you can definitely do that. Other people, if they have something that's like completely unrelated, like two different types of products that are completely unrelated, sometimes it's good to keep those separate and you can create two accounts and do that. It's just a matter of personal preference and what type of products that you want to build your business with. But there's no right or wrong answer with that. You can do it either way. Let's see. Any other questions about everything that I've covered so far? I know I've covered a ton of ground so far. Um, but here's the deal, guys. And again, feel free to ask questions in the chat. Um, this is not something that like you do not have to purchase a course or pay somebody to learn how to do this. Okay, I've just given you enough basic framework and enough basic tools that you could go out there for free and start building your business today, um, and make it successful. Okay, there's a lot of people that have done that. Um, Here's the thing: being completely realistic and honest with you, if you're going to do that and you're going to take on that learning curve to learn all of how to do this on your own, just like going on YouTube and watching videos there and like doing research and all that kind of stuff, it's probably going to take you 6 to 12 months to get it straight because there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of moving pieces, and the marketing components of this can be a little bit tricky. All right, but you can do that if you want to shorten your learning curve. Then I highly recommend doing what I did and take a course that's going to teach you exactly the steps to take to do it correctly from day one, so that you're not having to do trial and error, you're not having to make mistakes um, for months at a time without even realizing you're making mistakes. Okay. So if you want to get things rolling and get things moving, you're going to save a ton of time and energy by just learning, literally following the step by step, and just knock everything out in a week, getting it all set up, knowing you're doing it right, having expert guidance through that. And then when you launch, you can just be confident that you're doing the right thing, and you can just start being consistent. So I'm going to show you the program that I recommend for that. It's actually slightly different from the course that I took when I started. The course that I took when I started doesn't exist anymore the way that it was then. Um, this course that I'm about to show you is built upon that, though. It's built upon the same strategies. It's just been over the last year and a half been expanded and had tons of additional better content added to it. And not only is it going to teach you the strategies that I just went over, like literally walk you through it step by step, but it's also going to show you how to do a ton of other things to make money online so that you can create multiple different avenues and streams of income in addition to what I just showed you. Okay. And yes, you can batch content and use later to post. Um, you can do either way. You can do it within the app or you can do it outside the app. There's multiple different ways you can do that. Um, Honestly, most of the time I'm just using my phone, not even using a laptop. So laptops are a little bit helpful in setting up the websites and stuff in the beginning, but you can honestly do this from just a cell phone as well. So, okay, I'm going to share my screen with you guys because guess what? I want you guys to see, like, I don't want you to take my word for it on what this program or this course has in it and what it involves. Um, I've been burned with like getting sold on online courses before that were completely worthless, and there was all hype and there was no content. Okay, and so I mean, if you guys have ever had that kind of thing happen to you, I know how that feels, and it sucks when you like spend a bunch of money and then you open up the course and you're like, this is what I just paid for, like, but it's too late because there's no refunds, right? Um, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek at what this course includes so that you can actually understand the value of it. Because, like, when I tell you that the value of this course is way more than the price point, like, it really, truly, honestly is. I mean, I would say that the value of this course I'm about to show you is like in the thousands of dollars, with how detailed and in depth and how many like hours have been put into putting this together. But but let me share my screen so that you can see this. Okay, so this is Digital Wealth Academy, and um, this is what it looks like once you're logged into the course after you purchase. Okay, each one of these little blocks is what we call a module, which contains multiple lessons. Each one of these blocks contains like a series of video lessons that walks you through each of these topics. Okay, so for the Start Here module, just to give you an example, okay, this is a lesson on how to use the school platform, how to use this website that you're looking at the course on. Where do I start? It's going to like give you direction on how to navigate all this course content, and then how to go through the course. You know, different ways you can go through it, essentials, etc. So each one of these things is a video. Okay, go back to the classroom. Okay, now each one of these mindset, it's going to talk about that. Intro to digital marketing. It's going to go through every piece of the process for you so that you are never lost in trying to figure out the details. All right. It even goes into like how to set up your legal documents so that you're protected and your business is like safe and secure in a legal way. Um, then these four modules right here are four different options that you can use to set up your website, like I was showing you before. This one is System.io that I was showing you for free. Okay, but this is going to show you each step of the process on how to use this tool so you're not having to figure it out on your own. Okay, so it's going to cut through all the noise and it's going to show you literally like screen share like this, going to show you what to click for each step of the process to build your website to make sure that it's all working and functioning properly. Okay, so by the time you go through this module, you should be walking out of it having a fully functioning website that's ready to collect payments from your customers. Okay. Beyond that, it's also going to go through email marketing, how to set up your email campaigns. It's going to go through how to build trust with your audience. There's tons of additional content, things that you can pull from to be able to just copy and paste into your business model. How to sell in your DMs, like how to use your stories on Instagram, reels that are already done for you. You can just see there's tons and tons of content in here. And each one of these has multiple videos inside of it. This is the Instagram module. See how many videos are like packed into each one of these things? And guess what, guys? This is page one. Okay. Go on to page two and you got even more. All right. It's going to go into affiliate marketing, TikTok, monetizing with YouTube. This is actually a whole different way to create another stream of income just by having people watch your YouTube videos. Print on demand. If you're into network marketing, you can learn some more about that. But anyway, here's even a bunch of PLR products that are included for free with the purchase of this course so that you can even sell all these for free if you wanted to. So anyway, all that is included with the course. And if you guys have any questions about anything that I just showed you, definitely put it in the chat. I'm here to answer any questions. But what's really interesting is that some of this can be a little bit overwhelming, where you're thinking like, this is so much information. Like, how would I ever get through this? Part of this is that you don't need to go through every video in that course. Okay. In that first module that I showed you, it's going to give you direction. Depending on how you want to build your business, it's going to tell you what's most important, where to start. You can just probably watch through a fraction of those videos to get your business up and launched. And then you can just continue to like work through some of those things as you need to refine your craft and get a little bit better at everything. So like I said, for me, it took me about a week to get through the build out and get everything set up. And then once I launched, like I still made 10 grand when I was still just like green and knew very little about what I was doing. Okay. Um, however, okay, back, really quick, just to address the elephant in the room, how much is Digital Wealth Academy? The course is $497. Okay, but that's just a one-time cost. There's no monthly subscriptions. You get access for life. And every time that there's an update to the course, you're going to continue to get those updates for free for life. All right. In addition to that, I'm also including for free my Instagram growth guide, which goes in detail on how I built my Instagram account and grew 40,000 new followers in 30 days, how I set up all of my content and everything to be able to generate a ton of engagement, all that. Um, I've also got my starter guide on how I made $10,000 in my first 30 days. And I include mentorship, like directly with me, so that if you need support as you're working through this course, you can actually have my phone number, text me your questions, pick up the phone and call me if you had to, and get direction on what to do next. Okay, so that's included for free with the 497 for the course. Okay. Um, and Digital Wealth Academy is now affiliate as well. It's only 15%. You get 85% commission if you decided to resell the course at some point. But again, that's not the point of the course. But if you wanted to do that, you can totally do that. Um, the what else was I going to say about this? Okay, the mentorship part. So Digital Wealth Academy is like a great place to start because it's going to give you everything that you need to start. However, I've had a number of students who have asked me, they're like, listen, I don't have the energy of the time to like watch videos and like try to figure everything out on my own. I just need somebody to hold my hand and walk me through each step of the process and tell me what to do next and look over my shoulder and make sure that everything that I'm doing is right and basically like help me build my business to launch exactly the way that it should be. And so I decided last month to create a program for people like that, um, where I basically partner with them. I call it my six-figure elite mentorship program. Okay, and the reason that I call it six-figure elite is because the first few people that I created this for were like, I just want to get to $10,000 a month as quickly as possible. Show me how to do it. And I was like, okay, I'll show you how to do it. So what it is it's like direct one-on-one mentorship with me where I will literally sit down with you and help you figure out what product to sell, what's the best option. I'll help you build out your funnel to make sure that it's optimized the way I would do it if it was me. I'll make sure your email campaigns are dialed in with you. I will give you direct feedback on every part of your business process and walk you through how to get through it all in a timely manner so that when you launch, you've got like somebody who's made $1 million looking over your shoulder being like, okay, thumbs up, let's do this. Right. So if that's something that you're interested in, it's not for everybody, but if it is something you're interested in, just I'm going to put my phone number in the chat really right here really quick, and just text me the word elite to this phone number. Okay, just text me the word elite, and this is something I want to like chat with you about because again, it's not like this isn't something that I just offer to everybody. I have a very limited number of spots for this, but I'd love to chat with you about what's involved and see if it's the right fit for you. But so that's on the table for both of these options for Digital Wealth Academy and for the Elite Mentorship. We also have payment plans available. So if you want to split that up over time, you totally can. Um, and if that's something that you want to take a look at, then send me same number 504-402-8266. And if you're outside the US, it's a +1 country code. Text payment plan to that number if you want information on the payment plans. But for DWA, you can get started for as little as I think it's like $47 a month in the US. Um, or for the Elite program, you can get started for as little as like $106 a month for that. So, um, love to chat with you guys about either of those options. So again, text payment plan to 504-402-8266 or Elite if you're interested in that. And then if you just want to get more information about Digital Wealth Academy or to sign up, I'm going to put the link in the chat here. That's where you can go to get uh, Hoab. Is it Hoab or Hoa? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the question is. Is Elite a 6M mentorship? What does that mean? Oh, 6 month. So there's not a specific timeline. That's something that I kind of work with each student on, what their timeline, how they want it to be. Um, but that's something that we can kind of talk through if you want to talk through that. But I don't have like a specific cutoff of like how long it lasts. It's more so like, how often are we going to meet? How much time are you going to be able to put into this each week? And we usually create a timeline, but the minimum timeline would be 6 weeks if you want to just like go really hard and fast. Um, but I mean, it can be anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months or sometimes even longer. So definitely text me if you're interested in having a chat about it. Um, Any other questions, guys? We got it's 9:02 here. I'm gonna have to go in just a minute, but um, do you guys have any other questions about the process, about how it works, and about how you can get started with it? Literally, you can ask me anything because I'm not gonna be scared about anything that you have to ask. I mean, trust me, I was the most skeptical person on the planet before I got started with this, so it's not gonna offend me at all. What do you mean by that? Can you include other payments on a checkout page? What does that mean? Like other payment methods? Yeah, so Apple Pay, you can include a lot of those different ones. Link and some other ones are available as well. So yeah, it's definitely an option. Um, Sometimes you have to, depending on what country you're in, some of the options will be limited to your country, but other than that, yeah. Yeah, Julie, for sure. So for Digital Wealth Academy, the cost is 497 US dollars. And like I said, there's payment plans available. You can break that up over time. And I think the lowest entry level is $47 a month for that. And then for the elite mentorship, if you're interested in that, um, normally it's 24.97 for the elite mentorship, but the until this weekend, I'm offering $500 off for anybody who's on this webinar. So I'll send you a coupon code. You can get $500 off of that if you wanted to get started. And the payment plan again is still available if you wanted to do that. Um, you can split that cost over time as well. Any other questions about how any of this works, guys? Happy to answer any questions you guys have. One question a lot of people ask me is like, is it too late to get into this? Um, what's funny to me every time somebody asks that is that like that was one of the questions I asked in 2023. Okay, I was like, man, I missed the boat. And guys, I've made so much money since then. It's insane. I see people like every week who are just getting started, who are making crazy money, like in their first couple months. Okay, this is not something that it is too late to get started on. Every time that I start to think that, I see another person who comes in and starts making like 10,000 a month. Okay, um, it, I don't think this is going anywhere because what we're talking about is sales. Okay, and when you're selling a product, that's like everybody's going to be buying products until the end of time. Okay, people are not going to stop shopping. They've been shopping since like the beginning of civilization. There's been markets. The marketplace is just now in a position where you can reach the entire world, the entire planet. And so there's never been a time where you can make more money because of that. So this is definitely something that's going to continue to grow. I think I saw a statistic the other day that it's expected to grow like 300% in the next 2 years alone. So, I mean, why not get a piece of that pie, right? And the skills you're going to learn with this, guys, are going to serve you no matter if you continue doing this as your own business or whether or not you want to work for another company. These skills are the most important skills that anybody can learn right now because this is how every business is making the most money is through digital marketing. Honestly, I think both are good, faceless and not like you don't see the CEO of Coca-Cola posting on Instagram. Or I mean, I don't. Maybe he does, but I don't see him posting. So he's got a faceless business model, right? Um, and so I definitely think that it's fine either way. You just have to know the right strategy and the right way to go about it, depending on which one you're doing. Any other questions you guys have? Yeah, absolutely. Guys, listen, I'm passionate about this. I want people to learn how to do this because I've seen how much it's changed my life and I've seen how much it's changed my friends' lives. Like there's so many people that I've seen make like mind-blowing money with this and you don't have to spend a ton of time and you don't have to have like a college education. You just need to have the drive to get out there and do it. And so I am even doing this training just because I'm like, hey, people need to understand. Like, there's too many people that are just counting themselves out when they don't need to, because it's not that hard once you know the right steps. Number one reason why people don't do this is they don't know how to start. So hopefully this has been helpful for you guys to get a better idea of how you can actually get started with this. Yeah, absolutely, Ethan. Thank you, Zach. Um, Definitely enjoy working with you, brother. Absolutely, Julie. No problem. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off unless you have any other questions. Like I said, if you want to talk to me about payment plans or if you want to get started, just send me a text. I put my cell phone number in there one more time, 504-402-8266, and we can chat offline if you want. So, all right, guys, take care. Have a good night, and God bless you guys.